Ownership of real estate by foreign individuals in Florida is quite popular, and as a consequence, sales of property by foreign individuals in the state is quite common. Foreign sellers of U.S. real property interests should know that such transactions could be subject to a tax called FIRPTA, unless an exemption applies. I will discuss FIRPTA briefly in this video, but before that, please check out this brief disclaimer. This is Ryan Ramsran, an attorney in Palm Beach County, Florida. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of this channel is to provide general information only. It is not intended to provide information specific to your individual circumstances. If you need this type of information, please consult with your own attorney, CPA, property insurance agent, or other qualified professional for your individual transaction. The viewing of content on this channel does not create an attorney-client relationship between the viewer and the law office of Ryan A. Ramsran, PA. The information as well may be outdated depending on when you see it due to changes in the law, regulations, or the real estate market in general in Florida. The law office of Ryan A. Ramsran, PA is a title agent with Attorneys Title Insurance Fund, LLC, and issues title insurance policies underwritten by Old Republic National Title Insurance Company. My firm also does commercial and residential closings, as well as helps individuals and businesses with the acquisition, development, and sale of commercial and industrial property. My firm also accepts personal injury cases and certain civil litigation cases. However, under certain circumstances, these cases may be referred to another law firm. If this does happen, please note that the client will not be responsible for paying fees or costs in excess of what they would be paying if they only hired one law firm. Again, thanks for looking at information on this channel, and let's get back to the content we were looking at before. Thank you. Welcome back. So FIRPTA is short for Foreign Investment in Real Property Tax Act of 1980. If FIRPTA applies, then either 15% or 10% of the amount realized by the seller must be withheld at closing and remitted to the IRS unless an exemption applies. The withholding amounts work as follows. If the amount realized by the seller exceeds $1 million, the withhold rate is 15%. Also, if the foreign seller sells a U.S. real property interest to a buyer who does not intend to use the property as a residence, then the withhold rate is also 15%. If the foreign individual sells a U.S. real property interest to an individual who intends to use the property as a residence, and the amount realized is $300,000 or less, then the withhold rate is 0. But if the foreign individual sells a U.S. real property interest to a buyer who intends to use the property as a residence, and the amount realized exceeds $300,000 or is below $1 million, then the withhold rate is 10%. If you are a foreign seller and you intend to sell your U.S. real property interest at some point in the future, you might be wondering if there's something you can do to decrease the amount withheld at closing. Well, one thing you can do is you can have a consultation with a qualified, licensed tax professional to see your eligibility for what is called a withholding certificate from the IRS. As I understand it, a withholding certificate helps to determine more precisely the amount of tax you would owe on the sale, which often results in an amount that is significantly less than what would be normally withheld at the closing. You should know, though, that obtaining a withholding certificate from the IRS takes some months, so if this is a route you think you want to take, you should initiate the process early. As I indicated before, the information in this video is for general purposes only, so please consult with your trusted tax advisor to get the best information that might be applicable to your situation. If you find value in this video, please like and consider subscribing. Until next time, be safe out there.